Hello, everyone, and welcome to this video introducing the syllabus for our course on Latina feminisms. I'm not going to go over every single thing on the syllabus. You should make sure to look at the syllabus on your own, but I do want to highlight some particular areas. So the first thing is in this top section here, my email address. Please make note of my email address. That is the best way to communicate with me throughout the semester. You can also email me through Canvas. This course is about Latina feminisms. Now, many of you might think that the feminist movement or the women's liberation movement, that it's been a predominantly white movement and that Latinas haven't had a place in it. But in this course, you're going to see that Latinas and feminism have always gone together and that there have been many different ways in which Latinas have been involved in feminist activism. And so we're going to learn about those in this course. The next section just talks about the importance of valuing different perspectives, particularly in a course like this one. Then here you have listed the course goals and learning objectives that tell you what you will be learning in this class and what skill sets you'll walk away with, and also why this is important. In an online class, it's difficult to really get to know your professor or know much about them. So I try to put into the syllabus some information, including my teaching philosophy, my teaching style, and some information about my background. In the online elements of this course, one of the key things to take away from this section is that the week for this course begins on Tuesday and ends on Monday. That means that every Tuesday morning, a new module will go up for the week, and any assignments due will be due the next Monday. I do that for a couple of reasons. One, I want you to have a full weekend in which to do the work for this class. And also because I know a lot of other online classes have their weeks end on Sunday, and I didn't want to pile on to what you'll have due on Sunday night if you're taking more than one online class a semester. I also talk here about office hours. Because this is an online class, I offer office hours via Zoom by appointment. So if you'd like to meet, please make sure to email me and I'm happy to arrange a time for us to meet. The next section is about your assignments. You can see there a list of what they will be and their point value. There is no extra credit in this course. You have plenty to do, and so you should focus on those assignments. Here is your grading rubric for the semester, and here are the descriptions of the major assignments. So the first is a syllabus quiz, which you will have due the first week of classes, which is why I said you should make sure to look through the syllabus in detail on your own. You also have the introductory paper, which is a two-part assignment. The first part will be due the second week of classes. This is a two-page paper that asks you to reflect on this first prompt. What does feminism mean to you? Do you call yourself a feminist? Why or why not? And then at the end of the semester, you will do part two, which asks you to go revisit what you wrote in the first part and reflect on how your understanding of yourself in relation to feminism has changed, if at all, after the semester. The first part is due February 2nd. The second part is due May 4th. You will have weekly discussion posts due in this class. Every week you will have a discussion post. There will be multiple questions for you to choose from. You choose one to respond to. Your responses should be at least 150 words. You also need to respond to another student. There are no word counts for those, but you need to write more than just "I agree with you" in your response to your peers. These are 10 points each for every discussion post, and you should make sure to respond to another student and not forget that part of the assignment because you will not get the full points otherwise. The next assignment is a letter assignment. Here you will write a letter to someone of your choosing, discussing what you have learned at the first part of the semester in this class. You will also have to include a reflection page. Tell me about the person you chose, why you chose them, and what you hope they would get out of reading the letter. This assignment will be due April 6th. And then we have two portfolios for the class. One will be due March 2nd. The second will be due on May 14th during finals week. And the way these portfolios look is that you will get a list of 10 prompts. you choose 5 of those prompts to respond to. Each response should be 1 to 2 pages long, so that the total portfolio should be 5 to 10 pages. And in the assignments, once they go live on Canvas, there will be much more in-depth instructions, step-by-step instructions on how to complete the assignment, the rubric for the assignment, and so on. So make sure that as soon as those assignments open up, that you read through the instructions carefully. So if you have any questions, you have time to email me before the assignment is due. The next section goes over course policies. Now, one of the key areas here is this first part on late work and extensions. Discussion posts cannot be turned in late. If there are extenuating circumstances that prevent you from completing your discussion post on time, please make sure to email me ahead of time so we can figure something out. In terms of extensions, I have what I call OOPS tokens. You get 2 of those each semester. And the way those work are that if you decide you can't complete an assignment on time, you go onto Canvas, you download the OOPS token, you fill it out and send it to me via email at least 1 hour before the assignment is due, and you get an automatic 3-day extension. No questions asked, you don't have to explain anything to me, you just get 3 days extension. You have 2 of those during the semester, so choose wisely which assignments you want to use those for. The rest of this has my policies around the use of ChatGPT or any other AI programs, attendance policy, incompletes, if at the end of the semester you decide you want to take an incomplete. I apologize, that's my dog in the background barking. In this next session here, you will learn about my communication and email policy. I check my email Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and sparingly on weekends. So if you email me after 5 during weekdays or during weekends, just make note that I will not be responding quickly. Communication is also key when it comes to any issues or challenges you may have that prevent you from turning in assignments in class on time or being able to complete anything for the course. So make sure to email me ahead of time so that we can figure out a plan that allows you to still be successful in the class. It's important that you communicate these things to me early on. If you wait until the end of the semester to tell me that something's been going on, it's too late. I can't really help you at that point. The rest of these are for your own information: the student code of conduct, academic freedom, your privacy rights, discrimination and harassment, and the grade appeal process at the university should you want to appeal your grade. This section here has a list of available resources on campus. I talk a little bit more about student office hours and what those are for and why those are important. And like I said, if you want to meet with me, just email me and we will schedule. If you need any accommodations in terms of disabilities, make sure that you use the office on campus, because that's how they communicate with me and let me know that you have registered with them and then need certain accommodations. If you have religious holiday accommodations this semester, let me know as well so that we can make the appropriate accommodations for you. And here's a list of the various resources that are available on campus in case you need them or aren't aware of them. We do have a student and community counseling center, writing center, Phoenix Center. We have a food pantry. If you're a veteran student, there is an office on campus to support you as well. The Center for Access and Campus Engagement, and the LGBTQ Resource Center. Here I have listed the 3 books that we will be using in class. In addition to these 3 books, there are articles. Those are listed throughout the syllabus when you have those as readings, and those will be listed in the module for that week. So the rest here is just really the schedule for the entire semester. This tells you what we'll be talking about every week, what the themes are, what the readings will be, any particular assignments you have due that week. So this is a section that you should really sit down along with a calendar and make note in your calendar when things are due, how much time to give yourself to complete those assignments. And I wanted to also share our Canvas page. So when you go into our Canvas page, the home page for the first couple of weeks will be the syllabus page. Here pretty much includes everything that I just went over. Here's the full syllabus that I just discussed that you can download and look at. I've also pulled some of those sections and created pages for them individually for easy reference. In the module section, this is week 1, which is already published. And this is basically the format that you're going to see for every week. So there's always going to be an introduction page for the week. This is where you should start, where there will be any announcements that I may have to share with you. And this week's to-do list. So here, for example, you have everything you have to do this week, syllabus, the videos to watch, discuss some post guidelines to read. I also share advice from last year's students to the students for this semester. Second. Hopefully that makes it easier to hear me over the dogs barking. Then here you have a couple of articles, short articles that we have to read this first week. The week 1 discussion, the syllabus quiz, and the getting to know you survey, which is really a short survey that asks you questions that let me get to know you a little bit better, any needs or challenges you may have so that it can better serve you this semester. And that's pretty much what every module will look like. Week 2, a new one will pop up under this one, and you'll see everything listed for that week right there, just like you have it listed for this first week. Under the grade section is where you will find the grades for any assignments that I have graded. And also, if at any point in the semester you're wondering how you're doing so far, you go to the grade section and it will give you, it will calculate for you what your final grade is looking like up to whatever point. So if you have any questions after seeing this video and looking at the syllabus, please don't hesitate to email me. I'm happy to respond any questions you may have. Otherwise, have a wonderful week.